We begin this morning with the shutdown already hitting home for thousands of Minnesotans. Now, one of the first visible impacts of the shutdown in our state is over at the Mississippi River Visitor Center. That center is part of the National Park Service, which is closed until Washington comes to an agreement. U.S. Forest Service website blames the, quote, radical left Democrats for the shutdown. Right now, there aren't any impacts at the airport, but TSA agents and other essential workers will work without pay until a deal is reached. However, during the last shutdown, this is back in 2018, there was chaos at the airport. This is when TSA employees were forced to work without pay for weeks, and some eventually stopped showing up. A representative for Minnesota federal employees tells us that the River Center's closure is just the start of the fallout and that morale is already low.
I do think it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. The American public will start to see some side effects of this shutdown, and it will start to sting everyone. We're going to continue to show up without paychecks. We're going to continue to uphold our oath. We're going to continue to do our jobs. Now the White House and the Congress need to do the same.
The governor is expected to speak at 10:15 this morning on the heart of this funding pause, which is expiring health insurance tax credits and the impacts that will have on Minnesotans. Of course, we'll keep you updated.
Some signs of hope following the tragic shooting at Annunciation Catholic School.
12-year-old Lydia Kaiser, she's headed back to class for the first time since the shooting in August. A gunman shot her and several others at an all-school mass. Lydia was protecting a friend, and doctors had to remove bullet fragments from her brain. A post on Lydia's GoFundMe page says that after multiple surgeries, she was so happy to be back with her friends and teachers, but she has had to take a break from sports, adding that although it's hard for her, the darkest nights produce the brightest stars. Wishing her the best as she continues to recover.
A legendary music venue has lost a beloved staff member. On Wednesday night, First Ave announced the passing of longtime stage manager Conrad Severkson.
So Conrad started working at that music venue in 1988 as a doorman. In a statement shared on social media, First Ave staff remembered his countless stories, his character, his hard work throughout the years. As a stage manager, Severkson was often the first person touring artists would meet and the last person they saw as they left the club. A Twin Cities bridge now bears the name of a late state lawmaker remembered as being a bridge builder.
So Senate Majority Leader Carrie Dietzich died last year after battling ovarian cancer. She was 62 years old. The Democrat represented Northeast Minneapolis for a dozen years. On Wednesday, Minneapolis dedicated the 10th Avenue Bridge in her memory. Dietzich helped oversee a legislative session that included historic investments in infrastructure.
It's not about being a structure of steel and concrete. It's about what she lived and how she lived. The way she bridged communities across party lines and the way she brought people together.
Senator Dietrich's family called the honor a true reflection of her dedication as a public servant.
Sea life in Mall of America kicking off the Halloween season in a way you may have never seen before with, what else? Underwater pumpkin carvings, duh. Two of their divers dress up as clownfish to dive down into the ocean tunnel with their pumpkins, surrounded by fish, sharks, stingrays as they carved out those jack-o'-lanterns. Guests will have the opportunity to watch more underwater carvings through the rest of the month.
That's cool. Yeah.